with functional and technical expertise. And as you know that it has TM has integration capabilities with the latest technologies like artificial intelligence, IoT, blockchain, machine learnings, and SAP themselves, they are aggressively pushing towards S/4HANA migrations. Because of that, which makes the SAP TM one of the most sought after skills in the SAP market. So that's the reason the program you need to join. Why is all about that. Now let's talk about growth opportunities. We also discussed the consultant will have open doors to global opportunities in the logistics and supply chain and the real world relevance. Yeah, future proof skills and be job ready, and you'll be in a high demand where you have a sort of the top companies across industries. And now let's talk about the scope of SAP TM. So scope of SAP TM, if you talk about end-to-end transportation management, because it covers order to cash and procure to pay process, and multimodal and multi-leg planning means it supports a road, rail, air, and ocean transport. Optimization and automation is it uses vehicle scheduling and routing, optimizer, freight order planning, and carrier collaboration. And when we say sustainability and cost savings, because it reduces carbon footprint and optimize freight cost. Integration with S/4HANA provides seamless integration with SAP EWM, SAP IBP, and Yard Logistics. Now let's talk about the challenges. If we talk about the challenges, let us let me quote one more a short story. Yeah. So, like in life, is a man who has the best information. Once upon a time, Benjamin Disraeli said more than 100 years ago, but it certainly applies to doing business today. The logistics world runs on information systems and information sharings. So I cannot just overemphasize the role important role information plays in a successful logistics strategy. Now, let's say you normally buy one case of soft drinks per week. Now your purchases are very steady, week in, week out, one case per week. But one fine day you decided that you'll have a party next weekend. So this week you buy 5 cases of soft drinks. The grocery store sees this sudden spike in sales and is immediately worried about running out of product. So they place a rush order with a distributor for more cases of soft drink. And the distributor again sees this rush order come in and also worried about running out of the stock. Now this distributor increases its regular order with a soft drink company. The soft drink company like PepsiCo or Coke, those companies schedules overtime as it rushes to meet this sudden surge in demand. Happy that more people want to buy their product. If one distributor has increased orders, there is an more wholesalers will follow. Yeah. Every member of the logistics system believes that the customer demand for this product is increasing. But in reality, that's not. In reality, that's not. It is just an isolated event because you thought of giving a party to your friends for you bought five packs. This is an isolated event. But all the supply chain, distributor, wholesalers, and manufacturing company has an impact of it. So every member of the system, logistics system, believe that customer demand increase. but it's not right, as we had said. Then after the party, you return to your own one case per week schedule. And this supply chain is wondering what to do with this all inventory. When this all inventory, when to do, where I put this all inventory? There the SAP TM comes. This all inventory, where to store? To store it, you need a trucks. Maybe you need to ship to the different distributors in other countries or other part of the world by air or sea or ocean. How do you want to? Where to put this all material? Because I don't have space. The space is already occupied. Because sudden demand of you increase the demand of 5 packs instead of buying 1 pack, you bought 5 packs. It has a blue effect. So because of this, they have a challenges. The bottling company like PepsiCo or Coke, just one example, they have inefficiencies in the warehouse and their complex transportation and logistics. It has increased the operational cost and it has hinder overall business growth. For this purpose, we have a SAP TM. In the SAP TM, you have a freight order and booking management, route optimization, a real-time tracking, and freight cost calculation. This SAP TM is not going to take care of all the issues what I have, what the particular company is facing because you bought 5 bottles, 5 packs of soft drink instead of 1 pack. It's the only one solution, only the transportation. There are other solutions; those need to be considered for the storage, etc. As I said, that's called supply chain logistics. Yeah, can you please mute? And that is the reason we have a SAP. That's the reason we have a SAP EWM. And there is a SAP legacy solution, which is part of the SAP ECC, that is called Elytra. Elytra is a solution released by SAP in the 1990s. In the Elytra, we can use the freight planning and freight execution and cost settlement. But SAP TM has been introduced
Uh,
in the
Excuse me,
2007 and 2008.
Shiv Shankar, give me a sec. Vishnu Prasad, can you mute yourself? It will be really annoying. Vishnu Prasad, can you mute yourself, please?
Okay,
Thank you.
now back. Sorry. So, as I said, this SAP Elytra is also one of the solution in the SAP, which is in the 1990s, which has the freight planning and freight execution and cost settlement. And apart, SAP TM was introduced in 2007 and 2008 with more comprehensive solution compared to Elytra. So this Elytra is getting phased out, and SAP TM is going to take over Elytra. I mean, Elytra is going to phased out by 2027. The companies or clients who are in SAP Elytra, they need to migrate to SAP Transportation Management. Now, what we are going to bring to this program. In the program, the training methodology, what I have taken is apart from configuration, apart from the business flows, you will be knowing 5Ws approach for each of the function and real-time industry scenarios. Just I want to, for your understanding, to give you some example. I've taken a one function of the SAP transportation management of the 5 Ws. The first one is transportation management. Who are you going to use the transportation management? Who are you who are using going to use the transshipment point in SAP transportation management? That's one of the W. The manufacturers, because they have to optimize global supply chains. Retail and e-commerce companies to improve last mile deliveries. The logistics service providers for freight consolidation, and energy and chemical companies for bulk transport and storage, and automobile industries for multi-leg deliveries, vehicles and spare parts. So in this, let's take an automotive industry like Volkswagen. They have a vehicles manufactured in Germany, and those are shipped via seaports to the USA, where they are transported to regional car dealers using trucks. It means they'll be using ships to transport the vehicles. And after that, once it's from the port to the local dealers, they will use trucks. That's mean by who will be using the transshipment point of the SAP transportation management solution. And next, where this transportation point will be used in the seaports and airports for international shipment, and rail yards and terminals for intermodal freight transfers, and distributor centers and warehouses for regional order fulfillments, and broader border crossings for custom clearance and regulatory compliance. So example like if you take AstraZeneca, a pharmaceutical company, to move the temperature sensitive medicines, they use the transshipment point at an airport to switch from air carrier to a refrigerated truck for final delivery. To move from air carrier to the refrigerated truck for a final delivery. At this, for this AstraZeneca, they have considered a transshipment point as an airport as a transshipment point. That is mean by where we use this transshipment point. Now, why we need to use this? What is the purpose? To optimize the transportation cost by consolidating shipments, and to enable multimodal transportation like trucks, rail, air, or ocean, and to reduce the lead time by rerouting the shipments dynamically, and to enhance last mile delivery for faster fulfillment, last comply with custom regulations in international trade. If we take an example like Walmart, a retail industry company, where they use the transshipment points to repack and distribute to various regional warehouses. And next, we talk about when we use this transshipment points. We use these transshipment points during when you switch the transport modes, like ship to truck or rail to air. That time you use this transshipment point. And if you are breaking bulk shipments, like into smaller deliveries, you have a bulk shipment and you want to have a break into smaller deliveries, then use this transshipment point. And consolidating multiple shipments into a single transportation unit, you use the transportation point, transshipment point. If you are optimizing routes to reduce the cost, use transshipment point. And you want to have you to handle the delays, custom clearance, and rerouting issues, you use transshipment points. Example, if you take oil and gas industry, crude oil is transported via pipeline to refinery before being loaded into tankers or rail cars for further distribution. And finally, we talk about what is this transshipment point. A transshipment point is in SAP TM is a location where goods are temporarily unloaded from one vehicle and transfer to another another before reaching their final destination. When I say vehicle, transfer to another, it stands for vehicle to, it could be pipe, yeah, or it can be moved to the ship, or it can be moved to the air. Anything, it's fall under where you use the transshipment point. So it is a location where goods are temporarily unloaded from one vehicle and transported to another before reaching their final destination. So this is how you will be learning the function within the TM. For each of the function, you will be learning the 5 Ws when you are in the program. And the next, I have taken an example like how various industries use uh, the transportation planning function in SAP TM. So if we take a pharmaceutical industry like Novartis or AstraZeneca, yeah, Johnson& Johnson, these companies, what they need is to transport temperature sensitive vaccines to distribution centers. The transportation planning helps them to make sure they have a by ensuring that product safety and compliance with the industry regulations. And if you take about the retail industry, like Walmart or Shopee, yeah, or Alibaba or Amazon, these retail companies use this transportation planning function of the SAP TM to deliver goods to multiple stores across the country or across the world. The lower transportation cost and it improves on-time performance. Similarly, food and beverage industry like Nestle or Unilever, these particular industries, a food manufacturer always have a perishable goods to supermarkets and restaurants. Because when you talk about food and beverages, always they will have a shelf life expiry. The materials are, the products are perishable in nature. By implementing the transportation planning function of the SAP transportation management, reduces wastage and improve the efficiency of resource utilization and satisfied customers. Now, what is the support we are going to give in the program? We give a process, apart from 5Ws and industry level, we give a process understanding and configuration level, and daily class recordings will be shared. And also you will have a separate Q&A sessions, and you will be learning in S4HANA embedded environment, and you'll have a career guidance. And what we are going to get, says me, I am the instructor for this program. You'll be learning, I'll be sharing my knowledge and experience in the program, and you'll have a 24 by 7 server along with individual user IDs and hands-on practice in GUI or NWBC and Fury, and personal attention will be given in the WhatsApp, and the session recordings will be shared and interactive Q&A. In each of the everyday class, you will have a Q&A before closing the each day session. You will be given 5 to 10 minutes to answer, to take the Q&A and get it clarified. And post the session, if still you have during the when you're doing hands-on, if you need some help or support, we have a WhatsApp group where we can discuss and respond. And why you need to join? We have a long-term viability, career growth, and S4 integrations, and yeah, business demand. We already know what is the business demand of SAP TM. And now let's talk about are you are you in the are you one who has a limited growth without without SAP expertise? Or are you struggling with the logistic challenges? Or you are falling behind any skilled professionals in your network? Or lack of hands-on experience, then this program won't for you. Now let's go to the table of content for the program. This is the table of content. First, we talk about introduction of the TM, where we talk about the key features, difference between SAP TM and LE and S4HANA and ERP integration and LSP scenario and shipper scenario. And we talk about structure of the SAP TM. And next we talk about the master data. And next we talk about I will show you end-to-end system demo of how the SAP TM flow starts, where the flow starts and where it ends. After that, once you have a end-to-end system flow, you see that, okay, how this is working. Then I go to the each one of, we go to the detail of the program. What is the master data, which is required for for that end-to-end flow? And then what is the order management required for the to in the flow? What is the order management, which is making sure the flow works from end to end? And then how you do the planning of the businesses in the TM and career collaboration. And the last, we talk about what is the transportation execution. And next, we talk about charges and settlement. We see that what are the Fury apps we have, and if there are any delta features between these different versions of SAP S4 and because S4 SAP is keep on releasing new features in each of the version. So I just want to know, because you might be working in a different, you never know which client is in which version. At least you should. There are so many companies, they are into 1709, they need to upgrade to the latest version. So you need to know what are those delta functions, yeah, so that you can suggest the customers. And then what are the new functionalities in in the 2023 version of S4HANA? That's the 2023 is the latest release by by SAP. So now last, what you should avoid: passing the passive participation, and don't skip basics, because avoiding foundational concepts seem simple, but sometimes don't avoid foundational concepts because they seem simple, but they are crucial for advanced learning. So always follow the instructor guidelines and recommendations, and don't avoid and also avoid shortcuts, and you avoid measuring your progress against peers. Focus on your own learning journey, and don't play with the server. The server is meant, this is a dedicated server meant for the program. It's not your playground. You need to follow as per my guidance. What is supposed to do, only those you need to, and rest you should avoid. The reason is, in earlier programs, I have an issue. Because of that, the program has been there is a delay. I mean, I need to stop the program, and I need to back up, and lot of things. So you are not allowed to do the play with the server. Do what is required. You want to play, that's a separate section we can discuss. But the you in the program, you are bound to do what is as per the guidance which is given by me in each of the day. And last, I would like to open a Q&A session. If you ask the right questions, you get the right answers. And with this, I conclude the this, and then I pause and open